Hi, this is Andra from Dota Blast. I'm at the KP boot camp with Sing. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing okay.
A bit disappointed after yesterday?
Yeah.
I know it's a fresh wound, but I have to bring it up. We need to talk about it. KP failed to move forward into the closed qualifiers. What happened?
Well, we suck, I guess. That's really about it. I mean, the better team won, you know.
That's, yeah, I guess that's right. I know you switched to the Americas region for the second round of open qualifiers, and I know you wanted to take that step in the first round as well, but three of your teammates thought it wasn't a good idea, so you ended up deciding against it. Why did you think you had a better chance in the Americas region?
It's quite obvious. The competition is way lower. I mean, that's really it. Like, there's no other reasoning. Competition is just lower. If you just look at it, there's not even 8 invited teams to the regional, so.
So less teams or weaker teams?
Both. Both.
How would you change the qualifier system then, if it were up to you?
Well, I think I'd have like literally an international qualifier where all teams get together in a LAN and they play off, but you know, it's way too much work for Valve, I think.
Do you think Valve would care enough in order to do that?
I think maybe they would care enough, but it's way too much effort to bring like, you know, every possible regional qualifier team into something like that, into one ginormous LAN, but it's a dream scenario.
Yeah, it's the ideal scenario.
Yeah, but it can never work. It's just way too many teams, way too much work.
What about a more realistic scenario?
Realistic, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at least like a visible, transparent point system that you can score from to get into qualifiers, or maybe even direct invites towards Valve events and the international, of course.
Mm-hmm. Sounds interesting.
Because right now it's kind of random, you know. We didn't even know if we're in the regionals or not, so we just kind of prepared for both.
You only found out like one day before the Open started?
Or like 12 hours before the Open started, yeah.
This is a tough one. KP has been clearly struggling recently, and what I don't get for the life of me is there are 4 TI players, former TI players on this team, and for some reason you guys just can't seem to make this team work. It's been tier 2 forever, maybe closing in barely, closing in on tier 1, never close enough. Why is that?
It's a lack of leadership, a lack of discipline, I'd say. It's a lack of everything, really. We just don't play good enough. And there's no unity in the team. That's also a big problem. We have too many different ideas of how to play the game, and you know that sparkles a lot of arguments during the game even, and then after the game, and you know, get these endless arguments, and we're stuck in this place where we keep arguing about what's better instead of trying to actually get better as a whole.
So basically internal issues of
internal issues. Like for example, when we had Paladin in our team, he would basically be like, you know, shut the fuck up and just do this, and then we just did it, and boom, we won the game. That's really just how simple it is.
Is anything you could have done to help fix things?
Probably thousands of things. But
why
you know,
didn't you?
It's hard, you know, like it's always hard to pinpoint what's wrong exactly, or what side to take, or what argument to back up until it's over, and like now.
So you just said that Paladin was the guy who was able to do that and coordinate the team properly,
well, it's also
captain the team, right?
It's also a matter of ego and pride, and when someone so much better than you does it, like Paladin in this instance, all that pride and ego goes away, so they just listen to him. But when you have 2 players in the same team that have been playing for like, it's been a year already or something, I don't know how long it is, they clash. They just keep clashing. They just keep thinking their own ideas are better than the others. And like I said, just because of that, we can never get better as a whole.
Actually, the only time KP was good, performing well, it was when Dai was helping you out as a stand-in. That's when you snatched that qualifier spot for
well, it also
WTA.
helps that me and Bone 7 know him pretty well, because we know how to play around him. He knows kind of how to play around us. So it's not like we just randomly picked a completely new player and then just meshed in together.
So the smooth communication you had with
exactly.
helped
like
a
we
lot.
just kind of knew what to expect and how to execute it.
Okay. Do you, since KP is safe to say that it's a tier 2, so it's been a tier 2 team, do you ever get the feeling that Valve doesn't care about the tier 2 scene?
I don't think "don't care" is the right word. It's more like they can't really care. I mean, how do you really cater to every single tier 2 team out there? So I don't really think it's their fault.
Yeah, but stuff like the fact that they waited till the last minute to announce who's invited into the regionals or
I think that's just incompetency.
that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, why? Why can't you just say it a week before or a day or 2 days before? Like, what's the issue?
Well, if they were here and at the KP bootcamp, they would have probably realized it's a very stressful time for teams right before major qualifiers or TI qualifiers or whatever, so they probably would have announced it a lot earlier if they knew how stressful it can get.
Well, it's always like that, right? Like, even for all the events, they just get pushed around like that. Remember, like, DreamHack was packed with teams, and then suddenly Boston is announced, and then all the teams just left the DreamHack tournament instead.
Do you blame that on Valve?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, they didn't announce their tournament beforehand when I think they could have. I don't see why they couldn't.
Yeah. I think they can schedule majors and TIs before, like, 3 years before.
Something like that.
Yeah, they could do that. I'm not going to ask you about roster changes because I know you guys haven't decided anything yet. But I will ask you, are you willing to give KP another try?
Well, the answer is no, because I'm gonna quit for Dota forever. So this is pretty much the last tournament I'm gonna play.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'm just gonna focus on streaming instead, and some other aspects in life I was gonna pursue right away.
I need a minute. Have you thought this through?
Yeah, I mean, I already was gonna do it right before Bone asked me to join KP, and then we went through all this, but now I'm pretty sure.
I just hope you change your mind.
I won't.
I think you're
I most likely won't.
Great player, and you definitely deserve to be in the scene. But
well, that's the thing, right? Deserving is not a thing in competition. You earn it or you don't.
I still think you can earn it, but let's just hope you change your mind. Maybe after you take a break from the competitive scene. You've been on bootcamp with KP for
about 2 weeks.
Yeah, more than 10 days anyway, and the bootcamp takes place at the Dota Blast house, so of course I've seen you every day, and I've learned a lot of pretty random stuff about you. Things like you take a shower before official games, you like Asian food, you hate Parmesan.
I hate cheese in general.
Yeah, cheese in general. You take your time eating because you think it's important to enjoy your food.
It's a simple pleasure of life, eating. Eating well.
Yeah, and of course you can get insanely loud when playing pubs, which got us into a lot of trouble with our neighbors.
One time,
and that was all it took. Yeah. But what struck me the most is that in real life you're very different from your stream persona. Um, how would you explain that?
Actually, I don't know. To me, I'm just me, you know. I don't really change anything specifically. It's more like when I'm playing video games, I just enjoy what's in front of me, and um, especially online behind the screen, you can just be so much different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I wouldn't be this person in real life, but this is just how I can express myself even further, especially on a stream in front of an audience.
So you're an entertainer.
Well, it kind of just came natural, you know. I never really thought about it. It just happened this way.
I was thinking that for someone who knows you only as a streamer, you can seem quite buffoonish. Okay. Clowny. Yeah, you are clowny on stream. Yeah.
I really don't care how people see me. The only people I care about is the ones that are close to me. So it's like, you know, whatever. They can see me as clowny.
Yeah. But as a pro player, or I don't know, in real life, not necessarily a pro player, I found you extremely mature and professional, very polite, rational. I don't know, I'd say even wise.
I think you're wrong, but yeah.
You think I'm wrong?
Probably. Maybe you just haven't met enough people like this.
No, compared to other Dota players, you're quite mature and responsible and...
Maybe it's from my upbringing. You know, this, like, for example, in our team, players get quite angry for very little reason even. And things can be taken after from, for example, parents or something. And I think I had a great example for my own parents and even siblings that they never really got angry at petty things, and they're always very calm even during stressful situations. And you can really, you can really see that. And I took after that very, very easily.
I know you used to work in your parents' Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, mostly during rush hours because, you know, they were really understaffed and I was just there just playing video games otherwise.
Did that experience help you get disciplined?
I don't really think so. It was more just helping out my parents, you know, because I know they were extremely busy. They're retired now, just chilling.
You obviously make a lot of money from streaming and item sales alone. I'm not gonna ask how much. However, you don't come across as a wealthy guy, but rather a, I don't know, low maintenance guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's not so many things I really want to buy. Yeah, I don't know, like, I'm not sure how to answer this, you know, I'm just me, I don't really think about it that much.
Who handles your finances?
Well,
You have someone in charge of that?
Yeah, I have two different people that do it for me.
And do you get involved at all?
Somewhat, yeah. I get the final say, of course, and I always ask why this and that.
Do you make investments?
Some of them, yes. Not all of my money.
I know you like to draw, and I'm not talking about those obscene mini-map drawings, but the actual drawings and sketches. Are you any good?
I used to be decent, but I just stopped practicing since I was like 19 maybe, so about 6 years ago. I guess it just started from doodling around in notebooks and stuff in school, and then from there it's kind of spent all my time drawing, you know, from like maybe an hour a day to like 12 to 14 hours a day drawing.
Ooh,
but I got out of
wow.
it and was like, you know.
Where did you get the talent from? Is it?
It's never really talent when it comes to drawing because it's only practice and it's a skill. It's not a talent. Talent is creativity and knowing how to use that skill.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying there's no talent involved in drawing at all?
No, painting, drawing is never talent involved. It's only practice.
Now that you're quitting your pro player career, you can explore other talents. Do you have any other talents?
Not really.
Can you sing?
No.
I know you
Not
hum a
even
lot
close.
on stream, but
Yeah.
do you actually have a singing voice? No.
No, not at all.
No?
Not even close. No.
Okay, you can try. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, music is one of the things I regret not trying more. Because I had music classes in school, for example, but I just skipped them because they
You
were
did.
necessary.
Like, do you know how to play an instrument?
No, that's the thing. I kind of want to.
What instrument?
Piano.
Oh, I did 10 years. I took
Jesus
school
Christ.
lessons for 10 years. It's great. You really should. You can talk to Dandy. His mom is a piano teacher.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Dandy's mom to teach me how to play piano.
You could. Okay, thank you so much for this interview, and take care. Please change your mind. Why not?
Yeah, I'm most definitely not going to.
Any final words maybe to your fans, because you do have a lot of people who care about you.
It's not as many as you'd think.
It's a lot.
But yeah, thanks for everyone that has been following me from the beginning of my career, of course.